Colorado Mammoth are back at the Loud House tonight as they get ready to take on a familiar face versus the San Diego Seals.
Shot! Score!
Can Dylan Ward and the defense find the strength to shut down Austin Stotts and the Seals? The boys in Burgundy will look to get even after a tough loss 2 weeks ago in Vegas. With 6 of their final 8 at home, now is the time for Colorado to go on a winning streak. It's the San Diego Seals and the Colorado Mammoth next on Altitude. A chilly night in downtown Denver, but Valentine's Day's over, so there's no love lost between the Mammoth and the Seals. They get to take on an NLL West Division matchup here from the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. It's the Seals and the Mammoth on BR Live and Altitude TV. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the loudest house in lacrosse, along with former Mammoth player Jamie Shuchuk. My name is Teddy Jenner, and we talked about it. This is a huge game in the West Division.
Yeah, massive. These two teams met 2 weeks ago. San Diego had a bye week last weekend, so they're feeling it. They got time to rest. Colorado Mammoth had a tough 9-7 loss in Saskatchewan on the road. The question for me was the offense. How are they going to get rolling here today against San Diego?
Let's take a look at the Western Division, and there you see Saskatchewan 5-2 after an overtime win tonight against Halifax, but a half game separating second from fifth. A win or loss will really shake this up for both clubs.
Yeah, absolutely huge. You can see Colorado's played 10 games to the San Diego's 8. So, you know, these season series are so crucial at this point of the season. They're going to matter come May, this game tonight.
Let's take a look at Eli McLaughlin, one of the Mammoth's top scorers for this group, and he missed a few games in the middle part of the season with an upper body injury, but since he's come back, he's been the straw that stirred the camel's back offensively and the quarterback that this team has needed.
Yeah, 100%. The coaching staff has mixed a few guys in out of the lineup, but number 51's been there constant. He's been their most consistent guy, picking up where he left off last season, leading this Mammoth offense up front.
At the other end of the floor, a very familiar face in Jeremy Noble. He spent his entire career here with the Colorado Mammoth after being drafted in 2014 by Rochester. He loved it here. He still loves it. He still lives here. But now, as a member of the Seals, he's enemy number 1.
Yeah, 100%. I think he fits in with this San Diego Seals offense very well, given the weapons they have, the scoring weapons they have. Jeremy Noble is known as a distributor of the ball. He's a very selfless guy, very intelligent, uses his small frame and stature to his advantage, so definitely going to be a challenge for the Mammoth defense tonight.
We also have to be very aware of Austin Stotts, last year's Rookie of the Year and number 1 overall pick. His first game he ever played was right here inside this arena at 9 points. He missed most of last season with a knee injury, but his first game back was in Vegas, a goal, 3 assists, and the kid is back.
Yeah, the kid is right. You know, even given his age, he's such an electrifying player at the most elite level here. He has so much energy. He brings so much intensity and all the skill for the San Diego team. You can tell when he's in the lineup, this team definitely raises their level of play.
4 straight games, 4 straight wins for the San Diego Seals, and they've chased Dylan Ward every time. What sort of adjustments will head coach Pat Coyle make? We'll have to come back and find out. It's the Seals and the Mammoth in an NLL West Division showdown right here from Denver, Colorado on BR Live and Altitude TV. Mammoth Lacrosse at the Loud House is brought to you by Ford. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. By Anthony's Pizza. Order online now at iloveanthonys.com. By your hometown Toyota stores and the powerful 2020 Toyota Tacoma. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Inside the Pepsi Center, as we get ready for opening face-off, look at tonight's inactive report brought to you by BetMGM. For the Seals, Mark Bassini and Olo Bosterli. And for the Mammoth, Kyle Killen and Dylan Malloy. Your starting goaltenders brought to you by Ford. Dylan Ward, 4 and 6 with a 9.49 goals against and a .817 save percentage at the other end. Frank Giuliano just activated. from the IR. Gets his first start in a while, 1-4, 12.64, .759. Between the benches, John Gallant, good to see you, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Ted. You know, there's a lot of energy down here between the two benches. During warm-ups, tremendously focused by both teams. They know the importance of this game, especially with the San Diego win 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. Both teams understand how important the 2 points are here tonight.
We'll check in with you in a bit. Jamie, the cliche of breaking games down into 5-minute segments and winning those 5-minute segments and the importance of the opening 5 minutes. I think the opening first couple possessions is huge for the Colorado Mammoth.
Yeah, absolutely, Teddy. You seemed a little shocked that Frankie Scigliano was going to start in goal tonight, where his backup Demuth has played very well the last 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see how number 92 lifts his team in the back end right away.
Cullen won the draw, but flipped the ball into his own bench. So Colorado will have the opening possession. Here's Chris Wardle, having a fantastic year. Here's the good Victoria boy. Here's Chris Wardle around the top. Can't get a shot off. Skips into the corner. Dylan Kinnear takes a shot. Scores! Not the start Frank Scigliano wanted, but Dylan Kinnear gets Colorado on the board. It's 1-0.
Not a bad way to start your first 5 minutes. First shot, first goal. And you just see good ball movement there. We've seen Kinnear do this. Brings a lot of energy to this Mammoth offense and just has a little step top side. Throws it around his defender and trickles past Scigliano up 1-0.
Chris Wardle will get 1 assist, give him 24 on the season. And for Dylan Kinnear, that's his 6th of the season. And Colorado scores just 24 seconds into this one. And like you said, Jamie, that is a great start off the opening possession. They're going to get another one here as Hope finds that loose ball, then throws it back into his own zone. Now, Dylan Ward will float it to center where Hope gets a little 3-on-2 here for Colorado. Hope will slow it down. Here comes Colorado through the offense. Whitting just reactivated, drives short side, gets pushed back there by Symes. Shot, saves Scigliano, loose ball. And to be grabbed there by Graydon Bradley. And here comes San Diego with their first full possession. Near side, Wes Berg. Known to lacrosse fans in these parts for bringing an NCAA Division I title to the University of Denver. Inside shot, scores! The man we talked about in the opening, Jeremy Noble. His first game back inside the Pepsi Center as a member of the Seals, and he ties this up at 1.
Yeah, you know Jeremy Noble's fired up for this game to be back in Pepsi Center, and just a beneficiary of great ball movement. You can see a double pick on the right side. They move the ball over. Tough for Mammoth defenders to follow their guys there if they cut hard, and Jeremy Noble did just that. And great patience there to keep his stick nice and high, get Dylan Ward moving side to side and reached around.
His 9th of the season, 29 points. And that's got to feel good for Jeremy Noble to get one early here inside the Pepsi Center. Give assist to Zach Greer and Wes Berg. Of course, Zach Greer, a former member of the Colorado Mammoth as well.
Talk about feel good there, Teddy. There's quite the stare down and a little wink of the left eye as he ran by that Mammoth bench after that goal.
I think there's, I don't want to say bad blood, but maybe a bit of a sour taste in the mouth of Jeremy Noble after the way things ended. Here's Wardle to Kinnear, one-on-one. Driving, spinning, shot, saved there by Scigliano as he was down early to take away the low part of the net on Kinnear, but Dylan Kinnear looking dangerous early, Jamie.
Yeah, and I like that. It was early in the shot clock, but I mean, that's still a good opportunity for a shot there, and I don't mind him going early at all.
Connor Kiernan near side. Gives it off to Noble. Picked up there by Hope, skips it to Stotts. He'll take it off the boards. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Stotts way out. Shot saved, Dylan Ward, loose ball. And he'll corral it and look for an outlet. And he'll go near side to Robert Hope. And Hope will lug it across center just in time and give it off to Eli McLaughlin, 13 goals, 27 assists. Ryan Lee, far side Drouet. Now Wardle. Gets a pick there from McLaughlin. Whitting. shot. That one goes well wide. Loose ball. Lee shot save there. Giuliano. Loose ball in the corner. It'll be picked up there by Sykes. Haven't mentioned his name yet, but Jacob McNabb getting his first NLL start here for the Colorado Mammoth. 91 in red. We'll get some looks here tonight. Here's Jackson, bounce shot, save Giuliano. We talked about Jeremy Noble, we talked about Austin Stotts, but Casey Jackson averaging 5 points per game in the 4 games these two teams have played.
Yeah, he absolutely lit it up. He scored some beauties a couple weeks ago, and fortunately I missed the first quarter. The lineup for will call was out the door in Las Vegas, but from what I saw, he was definitely sniping. The kid was hot 2 weeks ago.
After that early shot squeaked by, and Frank Giuliano has settled in nicely. Noble. Near side with Connor Kiernan. Bird. Far side. Jackson tucks it inside. Gonna get off a pick there from Stotts. Tucks it, shot, save, trying to go twister. And Dylan Ward standing his ground. And again, Hope will bring it across center. As you say, he was second in the NLL in loose balls.
Yeah, pretty impressive. He's up there in the top 5. I believe there's 3 or 4 face-off guys there, and Robert Hope does not take face-offs. So pretty impressive what he's doing on the ball team and in the back end, scooping up those loosies.
McLaughlin one-on-one, and Giuliano down again early. Wore that one right in the trident. And he'll come near side to Brody Merrill, who I really think that halftime goal right before halftime that Brody Merrill scored was a backbreaker in Vegas.
Yeah, and it was definitely a mammoth backbreaker there. They had the goalie pulled 6-on-5, and Eli McLaughlin went hard to the net. Unfortunately, there was a juicy rebound, and Brody Merrill just desperately threw it. And the double bouncer, top corner.
Double bouncer, top corner. Fields took a shot, saved there by Dylan Ward. Loose ball. And Fields got knocked into the Mammoth crease. There's another guy that's had a nice season. Had a knee injury that kept him out the rest of last year, but speaking with Josh Sanderson, O-coach for the Seals, just been really impressed with Connor Fields here this season. There's McNabb. Finds that loose ball. Thought about a shot, step back, he'll shoot it. Oh, a little bouncing skip shot. Just missed, rebound to Kinnear. Rouet, double clutch, shot, saves Giuliano, loose ball near side. And Tor Reinhold all alone will pick that one up by himself. 9.5 to go here in a quick moving first quarter. 1-1 is your score. Goals by Kinnear and Noble. Shots all even at 5 apiece. Austin Stotts. Driving, pushed back by Sullivan, skips it near side to Noble. Back to Stotts, shot, save Dylan Ward. And he did a great job of getting post to post to deny Stotts, and that'll take us to our first TV timeout of the contest. Ward and Giuliano looking comfortable. Could be in for a goaltender's duel. Come back. NLL action here from Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado, National Lacrosse League on BR Live and Altitude. 1-1 is the score. Join the Colorado Mammoth in honoring our troops on Saturday, February 29th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by AAA Service Plumbing, Heating, and Electric, Budweiser, and Phantom K9. Be there when the Mammoth take on the Philadelphia Wings at 7:30 p.m. For more information about Military Appreciation Night, visit ColoradoMammoth.com. Jeremy Noble getting a nice round of applause here from the Mammoth faithful. As mentioned, his first game back in Denver since he was sent to the Seals. Doesn't look too impressed.
He's a gamer, guys. He's focused. Yeah, I know he appreciates the fans here, but you know, really interesting to see the season he had last year there with the Mammoth, and started off pretty slow, and then was a healthy scratch for the most part of the year, and the Mammoth ended up to moving on with them. But it's given guys on the right side there like Ryan Lee, you know, he's top 5 in scoring, you know, a lot more opportunity with the ball.
On cue, Ryan Lee, a bouncer, and Giuliano stuck the left leg out. And he'll quickly move it ahead to Brody Merrill. Here comes Connor Kiernan. Late manner, Buchanan and Greer. Fields, shot, shoulder save. Dylan Ward's got Capito on a fly pattern. Greer is back, Capito. Oh, nice job by Zach Greer to play safety. You'd think he's seen that play once or twice before.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Capito on the fly route. Every time there's a shot taken, Dylan Ward is at that high arc, makes a save, and he's looking for number 82 down the floor every time.
Stotts will peel out of the corner, give it off to Berg. Now into the corner, Connor Kiernan. Kiernan around the top. Jackson low-to-low save, Ward. Stumbled, finally gets back to his feet. Reset the 30. Stotts, watched by Hope. Tucks it inside, flips it to Jackson. Pass was too close, and then Jackson takes a slash from Dylan Ward. Not going to get a penalty, but we'll get a interference call, and it'll be San Diego possession, and Jackson seems to be shaken up.
Yeah, he's grabbing his right knee there as he went down.
Well, I can see why.
What's that?
And that is Josh Sanderson yelling into John Gallant's microphone.
Audie!
And Jackson slow to get up. He'll remember that one.
Good little chop there from Dylan Ward.
And he has some words for Dylan Ward. Those two were going at it in the Vegas game, if I can remember correctly. Casey Jackson was diving through Dylan Ward's crease a couple times, and they exchanged some words. And now Austin Stotts runs by Dylan Ward's crease and gives him some words. So we might see a tower buzzed here.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the competitive nature that both these teams have. They're definitely starting a little rivalry here these last couple seasons.
I like that this rivalry has built into, obviously with the familiarity with both these teams, with Steve Govett taking staff and players away eventually,
yep.
and the whole connection between these two teams. It's going to be a rivalry that's going to live forever. Here's Jeff Whitting. Driving, broken stick, shot. And Whitting gets called for crease. And Johnny, in that situation, when you get a defender with a broken stick, you probably want to take advantage.
Yeah, you know, obviously, yes, you know, it's a situation where the tendency for him to grab onto that jersey, you know, I think it was just a little too quick. It's tough down in that position when you get that close to the crease. You know, you want to go to the net and not pull it out and use that as the advantage.
Here comes Chris Wardle. Comes around the corner, gives it off to Ryan Lee. Into the corner, McNabb. He'll shoot. Oh, that one hit Kinnear, never made it on target. And McNabb will batter for that loose ball, but he picked up by another former Mammoth, Cam Holden. Up ahead, Drew Belgrave. He'll leave it for Noble. Noble will work the near side here with Wes Berg and the late man Kyle Buchanan. Berg around the top. Gets it right back. Can't get a shot off, now gives it off to Fields. Fields around the top, turns the corner, takes the shot, saved Dylan Ward. Loose ball, Robert Hope. And he continues to build on those loose ball stats. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's got 2 loose balls tonight. Wouldn't you say there, Shuey?
Safe to say there was
That's
one.
700 in his career. Outside shot by Whitting, and Chiliano got a piece. So congratulations to Robert Hope for 700 loose balls in his NLL career. And we'll have to keep an eye on Brody Merrill as well, as it's a long shot,
yeah.
But he's 17 loose balls away from becoming #1 overall in all of the National Lacrosse League. Now what have we got? A penalty coming up here.
They're saying that he came
San
out,
Diego?
Yeah, he came out onto the floor before the next stoppage in play as an injured player.
Good eyes, John Gallant.
You know, I hear things down here, Ted. You know?
So Casey Jackson will get a delay of game penalty. Let's see what they actually call this.
2 minutes delay game.
It is a delay game. So Colorado will have their first power play of the night. They're connecting at 50%, the #3 power play in the National Lacrosse League. But they got to be careful because San Diego's got 4 short-handed goals. Tied for second in the NLL.
Yeah, when you have Brody Merrill back there, the defensive specialist, who is a big frame, gets his stick in the way, and can run the floor as well, is definitely something to watch out for.
Josh Sanderson still fired up. Outside shot by McLaughlin, saves Chiliano. Loose ball picked up by Holding. Holding gets knocked to the ground by a check by McLaughlin, then he'll just flip it, and that'll go out of bounds.
Both teams here. That's a trip running out of there. I've seen you fucking call that last week.
Thank you, Josh. We appreciate the insight. He might have called that one last week. I was thinking that might have been a delay game for throwing it out of bounds. But the Colorado Mammoth will go back to work here on the power play with a minute and a half remaining on the minor to Jackson. McLaughlin, Lee, diagonal shot. That one goes off the crossbar. Looked like he was going to feed that to Kinnear. Change the wrist angle and put on target off the crossbar. Rouet, Lee, McLaughlin, Wardle, and Kinnear. Little slow drag, up top, Lee, pump fake, shot, scores! A laser from Leeser. Colorado's got the lead, it's 2-1.
Yeah, you can see there's no set play there, guys. It's just a matter of moving the ball, moving your feet, and you can see the chemistry going to play. You see Eli drag a little bit here. Chris Wardle go to the middle. That confuses the top guys on that box. And number 16, Ryan Lee, that's his spot to shoot there. Nice little pump fake, gets Chiliano frozen and fires a laser over his left shoulder.
Give assist to McNabb and McLaughlin. Time of the goal, 10 minutes even, a power play marker. And Colorado has a 2-1 lead as Ryan Lee gets his team-leading 18th goal of the regular season, and that will take us to a TV timeout off the draw. Lee's laser stings the far top corner on Chiliano. Come back from Denver's the NLL on BR Live and Altitude.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center as the San Diego Seals are trailing the Colorado Mammoth 2-1. Pat, couldn't ask for a better start. Goal on the first shot of the game today. What are your impressions of the team's performance so far here in this first quarter?
Good. I like that, you know, we made a few adjustments and guys are sort of, for the most part, sticking to that. So far, so good.
Thanks, Pat. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Johnny. 2-1's your score here with just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Quickly to the out-of-town scoreboard. Philadelphia beat Buffalo 7-6. Toronto beat Vancouver 14-7. Saskatchewan knocked off Halifax 16-15 in overtime. And Georgia beat New York 14-9. This the lone game left in a busy NLL. Saturday night, Austin Stott shot saved there by Dylan Ward. Loose ball knocked ahead there by Carnegie. Nice job to trap it, but it's eventually picked up there by Connor Kieran on the back track. Stops to Berg. Berg watched there by the captain coach. Step around shot saved. Dylan Ward will wait for the whistle. And early on, this defense of Colorado looking settled. They're not getting spread out, not chasing like we saw in Vegas.
Yeah, it's good to see it. You know, the offense seems a little bit unorganized here. You know, here's a good opportunity for them to move the ball, get a few touches, and get their people moving through the middle.
Lee runs off a pick, takes a wide shot, ball loose. He's able to find it. Backs it across. Got Eli over on the far side. Backhand feed, but Tyrone, he just missed. That would have blown the roof off the Pepsi Center. Here comes Garrett McIntosh. Leaves it for Noble. Will be picked up by Warren Jeffrey. Runs off a pick, Noble, double clutch shot, shoulder save, Dylan Ward. Noble had him on his toes, but Ward stuck out the left shoulder. And Lintz will quickly move it up ahead to Jordan Gillis. Rouet. Into the corner, Ryan Lee. Gonna set a high seal. Lee comes off it, down low, Rouet. Diving shot, oh, he just put it wide on the short side. What a chance for Jacob Rouet. A lovely pick and roll between him and Ryan Lee.
Yeah, and that's the combo you want to see. You want Ryan Lee coming over the top side. Jacob Rouet runs around setting picks for everybody, so nice to see him getting rewarded there. Just was unable to finish.
Berg around the top. Skips it over to Jackson. Delayed penalty coming up on Colorado. Shot by Jackson, saved by Ward. Now Buchanan and Sullivan exchange cross checks. But it looks like it's going to be Joey Capito. Johnny, he was just trying to spin around out of the pick, and he gets called for holding the stick.
Yeah, a little bit of a grab to get around that pick. The referee caught him.
Colorado penalty number 82, 2 minutes holding the stick.
So the 5th ranked power play will go to work, clicking at 48%. But as we mentioned, Colorado had to be worried about San Diego's short man. Colorado leads the league with 5 shorthanded goals, and I believe 4 of them are from Joey Capito.
Yeah, it's 3. Joey Capito has 3 shorthanded goals this season, and not good to have him in the box.
Berg, shot, save, Dylan Ward, loose ball. Who's gonna find it? Hope's in there battling, as is Lintz. Man on the floor is Buchanan. And it's picked up by Hope. Now Coates. And Coates will sprint it to center and just can't get over within the 8 seconds. Now the San Diego bench screaming for a delay of game call on Coates. Not gonna happen. Minute 25 remaining on the minor to Capito. Stotts will set it up. Out there with Berg, Buchanan, Jackson, and now Zach Greer. Stotts fakes the backhand shot, saved there by Ward. Had Jackson all alone on the crease, but took the shot instead.
Yeah, Robert Hope slid way up there. Jackson was wide open back door, but teammate didn't see him.
Johnny, you've noticed that quite a bit, that Hope likes to step up. McNabb, first in the yellow zone, was left all alone on the backside. What a first way to score your first goal, Jake McNabb.
Yeah, what a beauty. The kid keeps it simple. Doesn't try to do anything special here. Finds himself wide open on the crease, on the back door. Eli McLaughlin finds him. Makes no mistake, just one quick fake. Gets Chiliano moving and puts it around. And that's a big shorty here for the Mammoth to go up by 2.
Give assist to Eli McLaughlin and Brett Craig. Time of the goal, 13-16. A short-handed goal, give him 6 on the regular season, and you look how happy the kid is. 3-1, a minute 44 remaining. And Gillis will get called for a push on the back. Here comes San Diego, trying to get one back here. But if you remember, this is where we were in Vegas. It was 3-1.
Yeah, you can see the Seals change up. They're going strong right here. Having Jeremy Noble quarterback the power play.
Noble top center. Shot, score!
There he is.
Great observation, Jamie Schutchuk. And Jeremy Noble has a pair of goals. Second coming on the power play. 3-1, sorry, 3-2.
And that's what you have to do to beat Dylan Ward from the outside. Exactly what Jeremy Noble does here is a little pump fake. Gets Dylan Ward frozen there, and he does a nice little sidearm. Jeremy Noble does not shoot the ball hard at all. Very deceptive shot there. Sidearm and pulled to the short side. Fool Dylan Ward.
There is a lot of chirping going on down there, Johnny Gallant.
A lot might be an understatement, by any means.
Time of the goal, 13:44.
But it did start, you're talking about Jeremy Noble being calm and cool. The chirping that's happened right now started with him coming right off the floor after his second goal tonight.
Nice stick check there by Drew Belgrade.
Well, he is definitely fired up to play the Colorado Mammoth this evening.
Last minute to play here in the first quarter. Here's Kyle Buchanan. Connor Fields. Lost it, gets it right back, skips it near side Connor Kiernan. He'll shoot from the outside, save Dylan Ward. Loose ball picked up by Fields. New 30. Do they want to go 2 for 1?
No, they're going to use it all.
Buchanan. Jackson. Now Fields. Through a screen shot, hit a body. Now Capito. Can he outrun Connor Fields? He'll hold on to it. They'll pull Dylan Ward, go 6 on 5. And they're screaming at Joey Capito to get off the floor. McLaughlin near side. 10 in the corner. Wardle. 8. McLaughlin. Lee. Kinnear. Shot, score! Point 8. Kinnear's got a pair. Mammoth lead by 2, 4-2.
Well, I was getting a little nervous there when Chris Wardle had the ball. Clock's under 10 seconds. Jumbotron was not big enough apparently to see. And then when he realized realized how much time was left, they went and they started moving the ball around, and these skip passes are so hard. You can see when the ball goes over to Kinnear, Chiliad was already on his knees. Nice little pump fake there, and Kinnear, that's his spot. Nice little sidearm around his defender, and the kid's got his team going.
McNabb and Lee pick up the assists. Time to go 14:59, and that will take us to the first quarter break. What an opening 15 minutes. Just 19-14 in favor of the Seals, but they trail by 2. Come back for the second quarter from the Pepsi Center. Mammoth and Seals in a fantastic one on BR Live and Altitude TV. Next weekend, the NLL Game of the Week moves to Halifax as Cody Jamieson and the Thunderbirds welcome Dan Dawson and the Toronto Rock to Scotia Bank Center. Pete Galloway, Pat Gregoire will have the call. Catch all the action on BR Live, Twitter, and Facebook starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. And Pete Galloway and Pat Gregoire had one heck of a game to call tonight in Halifax. Saskatchewan was up in that game all night long, and Halifax went on a 6-goal run, ended up tying it with just over a minute left, and then each team had a goal called back in overtime before Mike Messenger won it.
Yeah, it was interesting how wide open he was. Wide open.
Almost like Jake McNabb.
And an interesting call there to call back the Ben McIntosh goal. Some crease violations. But yeah, needless to say, what a battle back by the Halifax Thunderbirds.
Back here inside the Pepsi Center, Tim Edwards wins the draw, but he picked up by the San Diego Seals. Pardon me, that was Eli Gobrecht. Now far side, Jeremy Noble has both goals here for the Seals, one on the power play. Greer, near side. Comes off a Stotts pick, tries to tuck inside. Capito got away with a hold, and Greer tried to find the far corner, just missed. 5 in the shot clock. Stotts, twister, put it wide, and then got roughed up for his efforts. And that's Johnny. Oh, they're going to get called for the penalty, but I was going to say, Johnny, they got to do that a lot with Austin Stotts. Make him feel the hits and put him on the turf as much as possible.
Oh, absolutely. It's only, like you guys have talked earlier about his second game back, so you want to see how his stamina and his wind are so far.
2 minutes illegal cross-check.
Illegal cross-check called on Jordan Gillis.
But it's, you know, going back to Stotts there, he's going back down to the crease with Noble up top, which is the formation that they scored the last power play goal on. But he's talked about how he's open. Let's see if Hope slides up early and they can get the ball to Stotts here on the crease.
Noble to Berg, comes around the top. Now Connor Fields back to Berg. Backhand flip, Noble. Thought about it, skips it, shut. Oh my goodness!
Come on!
What a save by Dylan Ward! Clip it, save it, put it in the annals. That is one of the best saves you'll ever see.
He literally does this every single week, guys. He did it against Mark Matthews last week, and again, Stotts, you're open, buddy, but you're not going to beat Dylan Ward on the back door. Wow.
Are you kidding me? Back to the power play, they go, $1:10 remaining. Little wheel here from San Diego. Jackson top center. They skip it down to Berg. Over the top to Stotts. Shot over the top of the screen. Loose ball picked up there by Hope. Bounce it to Captain Dan Coates. He'll run past Stotts. Get across center. Give it off to Josh Sullivan. 50 remaining in the minor to Jordan Gillis. Coates runs to the bench. Gives it off to Wardle. Into the corner, Eli McLaughlin. One-on-one with Garrett McIntosh. Comes off a pick. One-timer to Ruane. Had a stick check by Gobrecht. Real nice at the end there. Now 33 remaining on the minor. Here comes Brody Merrill and the Seals. And the penalty killers try and shut down the Seals offense one more time. Stotts. Backhand flip Greer. Behind the net is Buchanan. One more to Buchanan. Nice job there by the stick of Scott Carnegie. He'll float one to Capito. Capito on the run. Oh, and he thought he had Craig with him, but Craig had kind of slowed up. Capito just threw it to space, and San Diego will gladly take it, but Gillis is out of the box. San Diego 1 for 2. All even, 4-2 is the score, 12-10 remaining here in the first half. Outside shot, save Dylan Ward, loose ball in the corner. To be grabbed there by Robert Hope. Up ahead, Gillis. Gillis will go back to Dan Coates. They'll both run towards the bench. Coates will flip it to Ryan Lee. Near side, Jake McNabb. One more, Rouet. Drives underneath, Rouet. Diving shot, saves Giuliano. But Rouet, with that quick first step, got underneath, but unable to get that shot away clean. And Giuliano keeps this a 2-goal game. Here comes Connor Kiernan. Gives it off to Noble. Play hide and seek around the official. Comes around the top. Connor Fields. Spins. Trying to get his hands free. Trying to flip it inside. Can't. Good switch there by Sullivan. Inside. Owen Greer was wide open, but he couldn't handle a pass. And ends up in Dylan Ward's leg pad. But Greer was wide open on the pick and roll, Jamie.
Yeah, he doesn't stop moving his feet there. And you know, they do force those into Zach Greer. Zach Greer can catch anything that's thrown his way in the middle, and that's what he does best.
Here's Wardle around the top. Wardle shot saves Giuliano. It'll get his own rebound. Wardle's really added that outside shot to his repertoire this year. Now Ruiz shot. Oh, he tried to go twister, and Giuliano got a piece of it. Oh no, they're gonna say it missed the net. And both Lee and Rouet complain that hit the target, but officials say no. Johnny, what's Tyler Carlson mean by inside out?
Get inside defensively and then work your way out. So make sure you get into that hole there so that you can work your way in and out from a defensive standpoint.
Noble drives, flips it side. Owen Berg just missed. Man, Noble looks dangerous every time he has the ball. But that pass to Berg just didn't connect. Coates again. Flips it to Jake McNabb. Scored his first ever National Lacrosse League goal shorthanded. And he looks for more. Wardle to Rouet. Around a pick. Down low McNabb. Pass knocked down by a steal defender, Graydon Bradley. And it'll be scooped up there by Brody Merrill, and he flips it up to Bradley. 9:40 in the second quarter. Good stick check there by Gillis. Loose ball picked up by Warren Jeffrey. Flips it over to Edwards. They still have numbers. Gillis, Jeffrey, one more. Edwards, and the pass was behind him. Transition guys trying to do a little too much there, but the right idea, just pass didn't connect. As Clellan dives to save that loose possession. And here come the Seals. They try to get back to within one. Zach Greer. 15 goals on the season. Shot goes wide. That'll be over and back. And it'll be a TV timeout here from Denver. 8:59 remaining in the second quarter. Shots 23-16 in favor of San Diego, but Colorado leads it by a pair. Come back from Denver on BR Live and Altitude TV.
Colorado Mammoth are leading the San Diego Seals 4-2. Here with head coach Pat Merrill. Merrill, what's it going to take for your offense? Noble seems to be with enthusiasm here tonight, but what's it going to take from your offense to get to Dylan Ward a little bit more here in this first half?
Yeah, well, obviously he's a great goaltender, and he's seeing the ball really well so far tonight, and their defense is playing well, so you got to give credit to them. I think, honestly, it's just a matter of hitting our shots right now. We're getting good looks, right? We're finally getting good looks, I think, more so now than early in the first quarter, so I think we have great shooters. I think, if we just keep getting those looks, we'll find the net.
Thanks. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Johnny. Back to live action, just under 9 minutes to go. Mammoth with possession, up a pair. Rouet carries down, gives to McNabb. Lee working heavily in the middle. McNabb skips it far side. Eli now in the corner. Kinnear backs his way in. Kinnear bouncer shot just goes wide. Loose ball falls to McNabb with 8 on 30. McLaughlin had his stick checked nicely by the Seal defense, and here comes Brody Merrill the other way. Noble. Merrill. Oh, in the heart of the defense, but couldn't turn the shoulders. Good job there by Captain Dan Coates. Greer. Down into the corner, Casey Jackson. Skips it to Noble, one more. Greer shot, saved Dylan Ward. And that was miscommunication on the defensive end as Zach Greer slipped off a pick and was wide open.
Yeah, it's a good offensive set there for the Seals when they move the ball. You mentioned, Pat Merrill mentions how dangerous his shooters are there, and you're going to find guys like that wide open on top of the crease.
Here's Ryan Lee in the corner, backside Wardle, shot, score! What a job by Wardle to find the opening. A great feed from Lee, and Wardle's got his first of the night. It's 5-3.
Yeah, great individual effort there by Chris Wardle. He knew what he was going to do before he caught this ball and caught it. Nice pump fake, gets around his defender, uses that reach to reach around Frankie Chiliano, puts the Mammoth up by 3.
And that was Eli Goldbrecht. Kind of wasn't really paying attention to Wardle on the backside. Give assist to Ryan Lee. Time of the goal 7-17. And it's a 3-goal lead for the Colorado Mammoth here in Denver. Off the ensuing draw. Oh, Cam Holding. Little toe drag. Holding. Oh, he tried. He wanted that dunk shot. He was going to go low to high, up and over the top, but Hope stayed right with him.
Yeah, he had a hand on his stick. He was forced to take one hand. Cam Holding was forced to take one hand off his stick there. But what a toe drag, what a loose ball there to get the ball for his team.
Fields. Stotts skips it over to Buchanan. Around the screen shot. They're going to say that got a piece of Dylan Ward to go out of play. And quickly, Rouet gets off the floor for a fresh defender and Joey Capito. Near side, Stotts shot, saved, loose ball. Stotts gets it back, still has it. And then that pass is knocked down, but it falls fortuitously to Buchanan. Noble comes around the top, skips it near side Connor Fields. Tries to shoot a screen, holds on to it. Now he'll shoot and score! What a rip by Connor Fields. Give him 14 on the season. It's back to a 2-goal game.
And such a crafty player. And Connor Fields here, great stick. Again, if you want to beat Dylan Ward from the outside, you got to get him moving. You can see he comes up the top of the crease there, but as he's stepping, Connor Fields shoots around. He's got his head up the entire time. Nice little bouncer under the glove.
Fields from Noble and Kiernan. Time of the goal, 8-12. It's 5-3. Shots 27-17 in favor of the Seals. And off the ensuing draw, procedure called on Brandon Clellan. So here comes Colorado, trying to restore that 3-goal lead. McLaughlin around the top, skips it to Lee, driving, shooting. Kick saved by Chiliano, picked up by San Diego. Here's Merrill. Watch all the action from around the National Lacrosse League this season on BR Live. Choose from annual, monthly, or per game pass. For more information, visit NLL.com/BRLive. Here's Greer, near side Jackson. Watched by Carnegie around the top, takes a shot, shoulder save, loose ball. And Austin Stotts got pushed to the floor. It'll be San Diego possession.
He is a big man when he's coming right through that middle. But you can see every time, you mentioned earlier, Ted, about making him work. Every time he gets knocked down, he gets up a little slower and slower.
There's Zach Greer. Around the pick, gets inside, double fake shot, put it just wide. He got sent to the turf. Stotts finds it, 13 on the shot clock. Burns far side with a head of steam. And a nice stick check there by Robert Hope to dispossess Wes Berg as he went on the bull dodge, and Hope he just dropped the stick over top and stripped the ball. Ryan Lee Around the top, skips it to McLaughlin, down in the corner, Wardle. One-on-one with McIntosh. He'll come off a Wittig pick, now off a McLaughlin pick. He'll take a shot and just miss short side. That goes up into section 146. Here comes San Diego. Connor Field. Shots on goal this quarter, 9-5 in favor of San Diego. They lead the shots 28-18, but trail by a pair. Field driving, skips it. Buchanan low to low, and Dylan Ward out to the top of his crease. Kick, save, and a beauty. And that'll take us to our final timeout of the half. 5-3's your score. Connor Fields has got San Diego back to within a pair. Come back to Denver on BR Live and Altitude. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Mammoth lead at 5-3. Next weekend, the Toronto Rock head to Scotiabank Center to take on the Halifax Thunderbirds in an Alberta Cup matchup. Catch all the action on BR Live starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Alberta Cup, battle between all the Canadian teams at the end of the season. Team with the best winning percentage between games against Canadian clubs will win the first ever Alberta Cup. We're just showing a couple replays of last week in the NLL here inside the Pepsi Center, and they just showed Dylan Ward robbing Mark Matthews on a very similar save as to the one he denied on Austin Stotts.
Well, it's such an electrifying save. It's so fun for the fans to watch, but he looks so casual doing it. And again, it's almost like he has one of those every single game.
Field shot hits Sullivan behind the net, who's just pinning his man isolated behind the cage. Here's Stotts. He'll fake the shot, skip it over to Buchanan, stutter step, turn the corner, gets his hands free, takes the shot, save Dylan Ward. Dylan Ward to Capito, catches, shoots, oh, it's Chiliano. A lovely stick save as Capito tried to go between the legs. But again, another pass on the dime from Dylan Ward. Brody Merrill, a rare shift to O. Skips it over to Noble, driving. Noble spins, can't get a shot off. Good collapsing defense by Colorado. 8 on the 30. Greer spins, shoots, bouncer, save Dylan Ward again. And he's got Coates up ahead of him. Johnny, how do you like the look of this Colorado defense as compared to the last couple of games?
They're playing with a lot of energy here tonight, and they're getting packed in. And you mentioned earlier, inside out, but they're being physical. They're getting around the initial pick and closing the gap. That's the big thing, getting around that initial pick, not getting sealed in and being physical.
Ryan Lee, up top, Wardle. He'll shoot, save Chiliano. Frankie will stop those 9 times out of 10 from that far out. Just over 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Connor Fields. Jackson. This time it's Brett Craig shutting off a man behind the cage. And this is something I thought Colorado would do because San Diego really exposed their defense 2 weeks ago in Vegas when they put a guy behind. Lintz, numbers up ahead for Colorado. Edwards fakes it, takes it, scores! Season. In transition, 6-3 Colorado.
Man, that's a big goal with just under 3 minutes to stretch the lead. And a nice job by Timmy Edwards. Getting his hands free, getting Chiliano moving side to side there. And it looks like Chiliano got a little piece of it, but again, just the timing of that goal. It looks like Chiliano's going down early in a lot of these pump fakes. That should be added in the scouting report for the coaching staff for the Mammoth here going in the second half.
Time of the goal, 12:09. The big goal for Edwards, who does a lot of yeoman's work at the face-off dot and on the defensive end. And this is the first time he's been able to add in transition. And it's a 3-goal lead with 2:48 remaining. Kinnear to Wittig. Around the top, Wittig faked it, gives it off to McNabb. Inside Kinnear, takes a couple chops, loose ball. And it's picked up there by Brody Merrill. I would have liked to see Wittig shoot that shot coming off a double screen wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what's designed there when you're moving the ball, is those picks to get your hands free top side, and definitely 71 needs to pull the trigger there.
Noble off a pick from Berg, near side Stotts. And Capito's going to get another holding the stick call. Delayed penalty here to Colorado. Greer, shot, missed, loose ball picked up by Coates. And Capito's going to head right back to the box. He's been there once already. And this one again will be for holding the stick.
I feel like the officials have let the boys play here tonight, calling the obvious stuff. Holding the stick, taking away a clear opportunity, he's going to get called every time. He doesn't like it.
Calgary County number 82 to its holding stick.
It's a pretty easy call for the officials when 1 minute the guy has the stick and the next minute he doesn't.
Well, the thing is, guys, and Johnny, you know this. I mean, this happens every single shift, right? It's just a matter of, does it take away a clear opportunity? You can see here, Zachary just kind of lets go of his stick.
Stotts off the crossbar.
I don't, Jamie, really never held a day in my life. I moved my feet and moved my hips. But I think it's, you know, those are the tough ones. The up picks are the tough ones when you're the high defender.
Stotts to Jackson, tiptoes the crease. Berg, Stotts, twister, save Dylan Ward. They'll go quickly up ahead to Coates.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie. Capito, both cases, the Mammoth are trying to get him as a top defender, which means he's obviously closest to the midfield so he can break out. And when you get picked as that high defender from the low side, you don't see it coming. There's that tendency to grab it.
Jacob Rouet was cutting on the back door. McLaughlin just missed him. Quickly up ahead comes Brody Merrill, closing ever closer to Jim Veltman for #1 all time for most loose balls. He needed 17 to get to 2,518 in his career. Fields, last minute of play in the half. Fields fakes it, skips it to Berg. One more Noble. He'll shoot and score. Noble's got a hat trick, including 2 power play goals. Back to a 2-goal game at 6-4.
And he just turned to the Mammoth bench and let them know that was his third. And he's letting every defender, including John Lynch here, who's walking up, letting him know it was his third as well.
Yeah, you can see the IQ here of Jeremy Noble. His last shot was the same windup that he scored on. He pulled short side. Here he changes it up, gets Dylan Ward thinking, and a little late release to the far side low corner. And you're right, Johnny. Number 45 is fired up. Hopefully that can add some energy to his team there on the bench.
Fields and Berg pick up assists. Time to goal 14-15. A second power play goal. Here comes Colorado. Craig, toe drag, spins, backhander. And with under 30 to go, San Diego will call a timeout. And they will hold for last possession. Brett Craig has got a pair of goals on the season. That one would have been on target if Eli Gobrecht hadn't rudely gotten in the way. But San Diego will have the final possession here. Let's see what Josh Sanderson can draw for his offense. Mammoth Lacrosse returns to the Pepsi Center in 2 weeks on Saturday, February 29th, 7:30 p.m. for Military Appreciation Night at the Loud House versus the Philadelphia Wings. Mammoth players and staff want to thank the men and women of the United States military for their commitment they have made to protect our freedoms. Stay tuned to Mammoth Social for a special surprise unveiling the week leading into the game. Get your tickets now at coloradomammoth.com. So, John, when these two teams played in Vegas and Colorado had this situation, they let Brody Merrill roam free and cause distractions and ended up causing a turnover, which led to that empty net goal. Does Colorado have the ability to do that here, and do they do that?
You know, I think they have the ability with guys like Joey Capito and Dan Coates. Do I think they would do that? That's not, you know, head coach Pat Coyle's style. It's more to buckle down and play defense, especially when you have a goalie like Dylan Ward in net, you're going to want the offense to work to get a quality shot and to get a goal.
Noble brings it across center. Colorado now with a little bit of pressure. But San Diego is going to hold for last possession. Greer to Noble. 13 on the game clock. They shut down Austin Stotts. So now they'll play 5-on-4. Stotts going to try and drive to the middle of the floor. Here's Berg. All alone. Noble shoots, scores! Oh no, they're going to say no goal. Crease violation. Up ahead, Coates. Empty netter, and he missed. Noble wondering what the heck happened.
Yeah, you could see Josh Sanderson on the bench looking for the replay.
And they're going to get it. Noble's. Oh, yeah, that's a good call by the official. Right foot was on the crease line, and that is the way the half's going to end. Probably not exactly how Andrew McBride, the D-coach of the Mammoth, wanted to see his team play in those final few seconds, but they'll take it. They'll head to the half with a lead of 6-4, and we'll come back from break, and we'll break it all down. Shots 34-21 in favor of San Diego, but Colorado leads it by a pair. NLL on BR Live and Altitude. The Pepsi Center at halftime, 6-4 Colorado leading San Diego. Down on the floor, John Gallant is with Captain Dan Coates. Johnny?
As I'm here with Captain Dan Coates. Dan, it was just 2 weeks ago when you faced the same San Diego Seals team. What adjustments have you guys made over that time period to play so well this evening?
Well, one, we just had to come up with a better attitude, a better effort. Defensively, we made some adjustments, and offensively, it seems like we're kicking the ball around more. Guys are driving the middle, but overall, I think it was just our effort and attitude we had to change. But it was definitely a wake-up call for us, and we're happy, but we're not satisfied with the start here.
You got Dylan Ward in net. He made a great save on stats there in that power play. How much confidence does a player like Dylan Ward provide a young defense like you guys have?
Well, you said it there. He provides all the confidence for us up there, right? We got a young defense. He makes us taller up front. It's huge. We're fortunate to have Wardo, and we're expecting big things in the second half here.
Good luck, guys.
Johnny, thank you very much. Now, before the season, we had a chance to catch up with a lot of the Mammoth players away from the Pepsi Center, including everyone's favorite Lightning, Joey Capito. Some of you that don't know, he recently became a new father, and he is, as they say, a hashtag girl dad. Here's our feature on Joey Capito.
Ever since I was a little kid, all I've ever wanted to do is be a pro athlete. I played every sport growing up, and depending on what season it was the one that was my favorite at the time. And just so happened I ended up, being the best at lacrosse. And I ended up at Six Nations. Colorado took me 9 years ago, and it's like I said, a dream come true. And Ontario, it's so much different than Denver, and it was a real culture shock the first time I was out there. I know the guys will get on me because I'll talk about the Hamilton Mountains and how pristine they are, but the Denver ones are a little bit bigger. We're going to meet the newest member of the Capito family, Madeline Elena. So she is 4 weeks old and 1 day. And she's literally the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me. Even for the scrimmage tonight, I think Lauren's going to bring her by and she'll get her first chance to see Daddy play lacrosse. So on the left here, this is my grandparents' house growing up. We used to walk over as kids. My aunt's actually living in it now with my niece, my nephew, and my uncle. And our house is about 3 houses down on the right here. The one that has the Christmas lights up, and they didn't get a fresh start on. Those have been up for about 365 days now.
You happy little girl? There you go. You're supposed to look at the camera, not the wall.
So we have Madeline Elena. She's 4 weeks and 1 day old. Mommy said she's been a little angry today. I think she just missed her dad, to be honest, because she's very happy with Daddy right now. We fed her a bottle for the first time. Traumatic experience for Dad, because I couldn't tell how much she was actually eating. And then it sounds like she's choking every time she swallows, but she isn't, she's just swallowing. But Dad's not used to it, so I was panicking a little bit. But you're a very happy baby. She's been great too, just loves people. Doesn't mind noise or commotion at all. And for the most part, I'd say 90% of the time she's a good sleeper.
all things considered, I think she's been an incredible baby so far. She already has me wrapped around her finger, which isn't good. So I'm so lucky to have such an amazing family. Lauren and I are so lucky to have her. She's incredible.
A wonderful look behind the scenes at Joey Capito and his wonderful family. The Denver Nuggets Skyline Drum Team will take us to break. When we come back, Jamie Shuchuk's back to break down the first half here on BR Live and Altitude. Colorado Mammoth Lacrosse at the Loud House is brought to you by your hometown Toyota stores and the powerful 2020 Toyota RAV4. By Anthony's Pizza. Order online now at iloveanthonys.com. By Ford. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Shakedown Street, a Grateful Dead cover band rocking out here inside the Loud House. It's Grateful Dead night. Apparently Pat Coyle, big deadhead. Didn't know it, but he's seen him 6 times, including 6. That's how many goals the Colorado Mammoth have. They lead San Diego 6-4 as we welcome you back inside Mount Loud in the Loud House. Jamie Shuchuk, Teddy Jenner. Let's take a look at your first half highlights as Colorado got the first goal of the game off the stick of Dylan Kinnear.
Yeah, and the Mavs have been shooting the ball very well here when they are getting up, settled on offense. They're getting great looks here, and they're able to keep making sure they are.
Jeremy Noble got his first of 3 goals in the first half, and he's really playing with a bit of a vendetta here tonight. He really wants this win inside his old stomping grounds.
Yeah, vendetta, absolutely. Definitely Jeremy Noble's taking it personal, right? And, you know, goes to show he's definitely the spark that San Diego still need here, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. He's the only one that seems to be able to solve Dylan Ward.
Dylan Ward has looked solid, faced 29 shots, made 25 saves as you see Dylan Kinnear get his second, but this was a much better looking offense for Colorado from start to finish than what we saw in Vegas and what we saw in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, and they're finishing their chances. I think that's the biggest key right now. They only have 22 shots and 6 goals, so pretty good shooting percentage right now. Again, when they're organized, when they're moving the ball, moving their feet, grinding down, getting these second chance opportunities, helps to get a couple goals here and there in transition as well. You see Timmy Edwards get on the board there.
Edwards with his first of the season, and then a late goal here by Jeremy Noble on the power play. That would make it 6-4. He almost got one more at the buzzer, but he was called in the crease. There's a look at your first half stats. Anything stand out?
Yeah, the shots, 100%. The Colorado Mammoth are dead last in shots per game. It goes to show you that in their losses where Dylan Ward has been able to backstop the team, the offense needs to get going here, shoot the ball more, they're going to get rewarded.
When we come back, it'll be second half action. From Denver, Colorado, Mammoth leading San Diego 6-4. You're watching the NLL on BR Live and Altitude. From Denver, Colorado. If you love the NLL like Jamie and I do, you'll love all the highlights on our social channels. Get the best goals, saves, and action during the games and during the week on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, NLL.com. We're going to hear from Jeremy Noble momentarily as we get set for the second half. He's down the floor with John Gallant. Johnny!
Thanks, Ted. Jeremy, you might know Dylan Ward better than anybody growing up with him in Orangeville, Ontario. What's it going to take from your offense here in the second half to get to him?
It's going to take everything we got. Great goalie. We got to shoot the ball hard. We got to pick our spots and make him move side to side.
Go Pios.
Thanks, Johnny.
Nice.
He just dropped a go Pios in there. The ever shameless John Gallant. But Jeremy Noble, Wes Berg, some great Pio history between those two guys, and they really helped put that program on the map.
Yeah, 100%. You could see Jeremy Noble there. It looks like he has lasers coming out of his eyes, just focused and dialed in here, putting the team on his back in the first half and scoring. And you know he had some words to say in the locker room there to get his team going.
But he is right. When we've seen Dylan Ward be exposed, it's when teams get him moving side to side. And San Diego didn't do a good enough job in the first half. Off the ensuing draw, loose ball picked up by that man again, Brody Merrill. He's now 9 away from the all-time mark. Here comes Kyle Buchanan. Watched there by Brett Craig. Skips it over to Austin Stotts. One-on-one with Capito. Stotts driving, shooting, and he just put it wide. Loose ball grabbed by Westberg. 8 on the 30. Berg shot, bouncer, missed. And that'll be an over and back violation. Good defensive set by the Mammoth, as they'll have their first offensive possession.
I gotta say, Ted and Jamie, when San Diego warmed up at the beginning of the game, there was a lot of laughs, a lot of enthusiasm. When they came out at the start of that second half, very focused and determined. The only person that was talking was Brody Merrill.
Here's Ryan Lee. Wardle into the corner. McLaughlin, one more shot. Oh, what a save by Frank Scigliano on Jacob Rouet, cutting through wide open. Tried to go short side, far side, and Frankie shut the door. Oh, he tried to go 5-hole even. Frankie still shut the door. Here's Noble, working on a 4-point game. Gives it off to Connor Fields. Kiernan to Berg. Outside shot. Oh, took a deflection. And what a save by Dylan Ward in the right toe. That was not easy. Up ahead, Dan Coates will wait for the offense to come on the floor and leave it for Chris Wardle. Down in the corner, Jeff Whitting. McNabb to Ryan Lee. Delayed penalty coming up here to San Diego. Lee. Wiseman will slow up. On comes Dylan Kinnear. 6 on 5. Wardle, backhand flick, dirty inside. And he just put it over top of the net. What a feed from Chris Wardle. But the Mammoth will go to their second power play of the night. They're 1 for 1 so far. Eli Dobrik to the box.
San Diego penalty number 25, 2 minutes holding the stick.
That's 3 holding the stick penalties we've had in this contest. There's only been 5 penalties all game.
I'd say it's been pretty physical, but pretty clean overall. Again, those are those blatant ones if you're taking away an opportunity from an offensive player. Unlucky for the defense to get caught there. And you got the man power play back up.
Strong left power play. McLaughlin, Kinnear, Wardle, Lee, Rouet. Shot there by Lee, took a deflection, loose ball in the corner. It'll be grabbed there by Reinhold. No, it'll be picked up by Wardle. Got to get a shot off. McLaughlin saves Scigliano. Minute 30 remaining on the minor. Here comes Kyle Buchanan. Buchanan's got 6 goals, 23 points on the season. RMU grad. Berg. Around the top, can't find anybody to pass to. Double teamed, gets a pass to the middle, but a nice job defensively there by Joey Capito, not to allow Zach Greer a chance to pick that ball up. Minute to go on the minor to Eli Dobrik. Coates runs to space. Rouet. Late man is Ryan Lee. Nope. Jake McNabb, and he'll set up the power play. Lee, shot knocked down by the stick of Graydon Bradley. Wardle. Lee, McNabb, shot, scores! Take the advantage when you can. Jake McNabb's got a pair in his first NLL game. A shorthanded, power play, and it's back to a 3-goal game at 7-4.
Yeah, great energy booster there for this Mammoth team. Go up by 3. Work the power play here. Nothing really special with this shot, just a sidearm. Again, Scigliano's going down early. He bends that right leg and somehow sneaks by him.
McNabb's now got 2 goals and an assist. Give assists to Ryan Lee and Chris Wardle. They both have a goal and 2 assists. Edwards wins the draw. Hope works his way to find him and then flips it to space, and he's upset with himself on that one. But here comes Jeremy Noble and the Seals. 1-on-1, Austin Stotts. Backing down Edwards. Stotts skips it to Buchanan. Watch there by Craig. Gets through Buchanan, takes a shot, he put it wide. Brett Craig has it. Colorado's gonna have numbers here, 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Now San Diego is back. Here's Jeff Whitting. Inside, and Eli McLaughlin was open, but a wonderful defensive play there by Drew Belgrade to knock that pass down. 6 in lanes, as they say, John Gallant, 6 in lanes.
That's right. You know, sometimes it's going to hit it.
Here's Wes Berg. Into the corner. Jackson. Near side Berg again. Berg working with Buchanan. Berg shot saved Dylan Ward as Berg tried to go 5-hole on the Mammoth goaltender. And Dylan Ward not having any of it. Here comes Chris Wardle. Kinnear. Skips it far side, Ryan Lee. Back near side, Kinnear to Lee. Time and room, fakes it, plants his feet. Now McLaughlin, inside Rouet, shot, scores! That was one of the best ball movement sequences I've seen from Colorado all year. It's 8-4.
Yeah, absolute beauty, and Jacob Rouet finally getting rewarded for his hard work. You can see him walking off the floor. Teammates are giving him a high five. Not only the goal was beauty, but that whole shift by number 20. Such hard work, and you know, these picks off the swings are very difficult for, I think, for defenders because they turn their heads, and that's all it takes for Jacob Rouet to find his hands free in the middle. The defense collapsed on him pretty quickly, but was able to get that shot off and beat Frankie.
16th goal of the regular season for Jacob Rouet. His first of the night. Time of the goal, 5:01. And a procedure call on San Diego. It'll be Colorado's ball when we come back. But Jacob Rouet has his first of the night. It's 8-4 Colorado live from Denver, Colorado. 58 remaining in the third quarter. 8-4 is your score. There is Jacob Rouet. He's got the latest goal in what? Ball movement, coast to coast, side to side, back of the net.
Yeah, and I've always heard my good buddy when we're coaching, John Gallant, says defenses are not that great in the last 8 seconds of the shot clock, and you can see why right there, just grinding it, kind of lulling them to sleep with that ball movement, and Jacob Rouet makes no mistake.
John, why is that?
You know, I think just like anything else, is as a defense, you get on the floor, you get set up, and you're going to be good in those first initial seconds. After you've got to make multiple adjustments, multiple switches there, the ball in that last shift swung east to west multiple times. You know, the more and more an offense plays, when they're moving and they're shifting, the more challenging it's going to be for any defense.
Well said, sir. Here come the Mammoth, trying to extend this to a 5-goal lead. 4 is the biggest lead so far of the night. There's Ryan Lee, off the Rouet pick. Goes back to Rouet. Frees up, backside look for McLaughlin, just out of his reach.
It's going to be interesting. San Diego came out with a lot of energy here in the start of the second half. And now that they've pulled Frankie, let's see if they come out with another little burst here after that last Mammoth goal.
Good heads up, Johnny. Nick Damoud now in between the pipes for San Diego. Here's Stotts driving, good defense there by Gillis. Stotts goes to the ground. Loses possession, in comes Lauren Jeffrey. Can Stotts come up with it? No, shot clock expires. Excellent defense by the Colorado Mammoth. Damoud, 2-1, 9.60 goals against, and a .778 save percentage. And he was in net for their past 2 wins against New York and this Mammoth team in Vegas. But when they activated Frank off the IR, they gave Chiliano the #1 spot. I was a little surprised, but here we are. Rouet, shot, put over top of the back of the net. Loose ball, 3-2, shot, diving effort by Lee, goes wide just as the shot clock expires. .832 remaining, shots 31-25 in favor of San Diego as Colorado slowly starting to close that gap. Here's Wes Berg. Fields, Casey Jackson. Back near side to Berg. Fields had to go also a little double team here. And then the ball loose in the corner, picked up by Jackson, put her on target, and Dylan Ward had to be sharp on that one. But Coates will pick it up, and here comes the Mammoth O. Wittig, near side corner, Chris Wardle. They'll work a two-man game. Wardle can't find space. We'll skip it up top to McNabb. Now Rouet. Wardle around the top, fakes it. Can he get inside? Falling, shooting, put it just wide. Good defense there by Matt Sykes, not allowing Chris Wardle to turn the corner. Now Noble. One-on-one with John Lintz. Noble skips it to Jackson. Now far side, Austin Stotts. Shot off the post. Can't allow 83 in Gray time and room because he can pick you apart. And he just rang it off the skinny friend of Dylan Ward. Here's Stotts. Fields spinning. Shot, save, Ward again, loose ball. And a nice job by Gillis to box out Stotts as Ward finds that loose ball just outside his crease. Lintz gives it off to Kinnear. Now McLaughlin to Kinnear, shot. Oh, what a save by Nick Damoud as he stayed with Kinnear the whole way and keeps it a 4-goal game. Nice save by the rookie. Ryan Holt to Berg. Kiernan is it right back to Berg. Late man is Stotts. Greer turns the corner, scores! That is a classic Zach Greer goal. Around the top, low to low, beats Dylan Ward back to a 3-goal game. It's 8-5.
And Austin Stotts hasn't been able to get his name on the goal scoring column, but he's doing so much dirty work here in the middle, creates a little stack, him and Casey Jackson. And you mentioned it, Teddy, Zach Greer, that's his goal, seeing eye goal. Comes around, winding up, and it's tough for Dylan Ward to see that one, and Zach Greer just went low to low.
Assist to Austin Stotts and to Wes Berg. Berg's got 4 dimes on the evening. 6:23 remaining, 8-5 Colorado leading. Off the ensuing draw, Cullen can't find it. And it'll be picked up by Eli Gobrecht. Gobrecht will look for someone coming off the bench. Sykes took a bit of a high stick. Again, Josh Sanderson screaming for a penalty from the Seals bench. Noble, inside shot, off the post.
That's one of the first times we've seen the Seals get to the middle. You know, I think that's if they want to be successful and get back in this game here, they got to start getting in the middle of the floor. The Mammoth have done a great job.
McLaughlin driving and diving.
The Mammoth defense have done a great job preventing that so far, but Dylan Ward's going to stop those outside shots.
You wanted a hold there, Shuey?
Yeah, it's questionable. I like the effort there by McLaughlin going hard to the net. Looks like the defender may have taken a hand off his stick and grabbed him there, but nonetheless, I think the refs are letting the boys play tonight, and it's good to see.
Good stick check there by Capito on Greer, and then Capito with a lovely scoop. And he's gonna run with Coates, but Berg is back.
Jamie, I think if they called that hold and not that high stick, you would hear Josh Sanderson again.
There's Jeff Wittig. Working with Kinnear, skips it to Ryan Lee. Working a 2-man game with Rouet inside. McLaughlin, a bouncer, put over top of the net. And Kinnear will bat it deep into the corner. And it'll be a shot clock violation and a TV timeout with 4:45 remaining in the third quarter. Zach Greer has the latest goal for San Diego. It's gotten him within 3. Come back for third quarter action from Denver, Colorado. In the third quarter, Mammoth leading the Seals 8-5. Do you know, if you come to 1, 2, maybe even 6 Mammoth games through the season, you need to check out the Flex Plan, designed to be the most flexible plan for all Mammoth fans. Flex plans come in packages of 12 or 18 tickets to utilize however you want throughout the season. Pick your games, the number of tickets, pick your seats. It's all up to you. Check it out at ColoradoMammoth.com. 4:45 remaining in this third quarter. A very important 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter for both teams. Colorado would like to extend this lead. San Diego obviously would like to chip into it.
Yeah, it's a good situation for the Mammoth to be in right now. We haven't seen it much of them this season. Usually they're crawling their way back in the second half, and Dylan Ward steps up. So it'll be interesting to see, how they hold this, hang on to this lead, and if they keep their foot on the gas pedal, and how they keep these shots to the outside so Dylan Ward can continue to see them.
Noble hit Berg, who rang it off the crossbar. Now Joey Capito on a breakaway. Capito shot, save! Nick Damu. Huge save by the Seals goaltender as Lightning was on a clear break. Connor Field spinning, faking. Can he get a shot off? No, good defense there by Josh Sullivan. Now Stott's shot, put it wide. What a chance for Joey Capito, and then a wide open look for Austin Stotts. Wardle, down low Kinnear, gets it right back. Late man is Rouet. He swings it over through Ryan Lee. McNabb, shot. Oh, and that hit a body. That one is gonna sting. Loose ball, picked up there by Cam Holding. Holding across center. Here's Wes Berg. Far side, Zach Greer. Around a double screen, back to Wesley Berg. Around the top, shot, put it wide, loose ball. It's gonna fall right to Greer. 5 on the 30, great stick check there by Hope. Sends that ball all the way down to Nick Damoud, and he won't attempt to play it as that's a shot clock violation on San Diego. Great slide by the captain, by Robert Hope, Johnny.
Yeah, it was. To get his stick out there because you knew Greer had to shoot the ball. And that's what we call a good approach, closing that gap.
Far side, McNabb, bounce shot, save Damoud. Now Jamie, a new goaltender in between the pipes. Colorado's gonna have to find another shooting technique as Gobrecht goes right down the pipe and scores. His second of the season, a transition marker for Eli Gobrecht, and it's 8-6.
Yeah, it's a good momentum shift there for the Seals as they throw back to their trailer there. And nothing special, just a straight overhand little snapshot. Beats Dylan Ward. Looks like 5-hole there. But again, tough turnover for the Mammoth. Didn't get back in time, and San Diego Seals are back within 2.
Time of the goal, 12-13. Gobrecht from Tor Reinhold. And it's a 2-goal game as Cleland and Edwards to the face-off dot.
And going back to what you said there about the goaltender change, you can see Damoud's style is very stay-at-home. Doesn't move a ton. Chiliano, again, I mentioned he's dropping that knee a lot, a little prematurely it seemed, and Damoud's a completely different style of goaltender here. So you're right, the Mammoth definitely need to change up their shots on him.
Bodies battling for that loose ball. Merrill picks up another loosie. It's 11 on the night. Check that, that's 9 on the night. So he's 8 loose balls away from the record. Noble shot, oh, that one just missed. 3 on the shot clock, it'll expire. Capito floated up to Coates. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dylan Kinnear runs off a pick from McLaughlin, gives it off to Lee. Shot, oh, that one was labeled for the far corner, but just missed. McLaughlin with 10 on the 30. McNabb to Eli, near side Kinnear in isolation. Drives underneath, shot, oh, he just put it wide. And man, Kinnear is able to get underneath, so not easily, but with strength and speed, he's able to get there.
Yeah, you can tell that's his go-to move there, and they set him up for an isolation late in the shot clock. It's a good take, but great defense by the Seals.
Stotts tucks it. Good check there by Carnegie, driving, shooting, trying to go 5-hole. Save Ward, but he was going to be in the crease anyway. But that's a big stop by the Mammoth netminder regardless. Here's Wardle to Wittig. They would love to see Dirty get a goal here. Always an animated goal score. Wittig, near side Wardle. 10 on the shot clock. Wardle drives underneath. Wardle put it just wide. Loose ball picked up by Rouet. McNabb's shot goes wide, and that'll be another shot clock violation as both defenses have really stepped up their play. Shots this quarter 10-5 in favor of San Diego. Fritz, you're on fire tonight, brother. Stats galore.
Quick shot there by Noble to go for the 2-for-1.
And now Ward's got to be careful here. And he was hoping for a penalty, but there's a 4-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And here comes Merrill with some early pressure. Backhand flip, and McLaughlin quick to scamper to it. So they're going to have to get a shot off, and San Diego could have final possession. Wittig, near side McLaughlin has a lane underneath, won't take it. Now he will. Shot. Oh, nice save there by Damuth. 10 in the quarter. And it doesn't look like they're going to pull Damuth, so they'll run this straight up 5-on-5. Noble late in the 30, in the corner, and it comes to an end. 8-6 is the score. Colorado defense just getting some explanation from the officials on that loose ball play. Come back for fourth quarter action. 15 minutes of regulation left. Denver, Colorado, BR Live and Altitude. Inside Pepsi Center are making as much noise as they can to try and push the Mammoth to a very important victory.
Yeah, 100%, especially with 6 out of their last 8 games are here at Pepsi Center. They definitely need to feed off this crowd and take advantage of the energy in this building.
Off the ensuing draw, Colorado will have possession. Here's Capito. Paul G's to Nick, the goaltender, Damuth, pronouncing his name wrong. Again, Seals bench wanting a delay of game penalty, not going to get it. Bill Greer has some words for the officials. Kearney, Stotts. Greer tried to bring it back to Stotts, but and that shot goes wide. It'll be back over. Play just 55 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Ryan Lee will start with it. McLaughlin, near side Lee. Thought about going back to McLaughlin. Will turn the corner now. He'll go to Eli. One more. And that was just out of the reach of Jake McNabb. Up ahead, Garrett McIntosh. McIntosh flips it near side to Casey Jackson. Connor Fields. Will he take the shot? No. Skips it. Kiernan, 5 in the 30. Berg, shot, goes wide. Johnny, this Colorado Mammoth defense has really stepped up in the last 15 or so, going back to that third quarter.
No, absolutely. They've been consistent all night. And you know, the biggest difference you can see from the San Diego Seals team from some of the previous opponents here is their size. And I think Colorado really matches up well, physicality-wise, with these Seals offensive players.
Damuth with the save. Pushes it up floor. Cam Holding. Holding trying to find somebody. Eventually gives it off to Austin Stotts. Lehman off the bench is Berg. He goes into the corner. Buchanan, Jackson, shot. Oh, great soak there by Gillis. 6 and 30. Buchanan trying to get underneath Jeffrey. Not an easy task. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Excellent job again by this Colorado Mammoth defense.
Well, it was Jeffrey there playing great one-on-one defense down low on that shift, and it was Craig the shift before. And, you know, definitely the size and the physicality of this Mammoth defense is making a difference right now.
McNabb caught between shooting and the pass to Ryan Lean. Pass goes awry, and Anna McBride imploring the O-guys to get off the floor. Backside look to Berg was just out of his reach. Now up ahead, Capito. Has a man off the bench, it's Wardle. To Capito, one-timer! Oh my goodness, what a save by Nick Damu! How do you save that?
I don't know.
Sliding post to post to Rob Lightning.
Yeah, it looked like he was going 5-hole. Nice little give and go there between Wardle and Capito. It was right in his stick, and Damu does a good job getting over.
Damu coming in for relief of Chiliano. And he's done an excellent job so far to keep his team in this one. Kearney. Fields. Shot. Save Dylan Ward. Where is it? Ball loose behind him. Oh, and Kyle Buchanan was lurking.
The Mammoth defense, they're going to give up those shots from the outside. You know, if San Diego can't find a way to get to the middle of the floor, you know, it's going to be a long 11 minutes for them here.
Lee fakes it, skips it into the corner. Wardle turns, shot. That gets soaked by a Seals defender. And then stripped and picked up by Ryan Lee. Great job by Chris Wardle to cause that turnover. And a fresh 30 here for the offense.
And at one point, he had 3 sticks down on the floor. Eli McLaughlin lost his, ran off.
Garrett McIntosh just picked his up.
I don't know if that's his, though. I think his stick is at center. I think he just picked up a random one.
Backside look to Dirty. Oh, and he tried to dunk it from a tough angle. And Damu got just enough. And loose ball. Nicely handled there by Drew Belgrave.
Jamie, I think you're right, because he dropped it and dropped that stick and picked up the other one.
Here's Stotts. Patient. Tucks it. Drives. Fake shot. Save Dylan Ward. Got the left glove on it as he stayed with Austin Stotts the whole way.
Now we've seen Stotts. He's getting frustrated there as he goes to the bench. And you know, he's got that underneath move. Dylan Ward just stayed with it. Trying to pull it back short side. We've seen him sting a couple off the pipe from the outside, but that's one of his first great opportunities inside, and Dylan Ward answers the bell.
Here's Lee to Rouet. Shot. Oh, and he took a huge hit from Eli Gobrick sliding across. And that broke up an excellent scoring opportunity for the Colorado Mammoth. But with 9:35 remaining in the fourth, we will go to break. 8-6 Mammoth lead. You're watching the National Lacrosse League on BR Live and Altitude TV. Around the league here from Denver, Colorado. Saskatchewan meet Halifax in overtime 16-15. Mike Messenger with the winner. Toronto beats Vancouver 14-7. Georgia knocks off the Riptide 14-9. And Buffalo loses the Nail-Biter 7-6. But at least Toronto did the Mammoth some favors. Halifax just couldn't finish that comeback.
Yeah, good indications here for both these teams here tonight with Vancouver losing. You know, it makes this game even more important. Who's going to have that last place seed right now in the Western Division standings.
Stotts, shot, put it wide. Just going back to the out-of-town scoreboard, Philadelphia will hop on a bus tonight and go all the way to New England to play the Black Wolves tomorrow in a little Sunday afternoon affair. Noble driving, flip, shot, save Dylan Ward. Loose ball, Lintz dives for it. Stotts is in there as well. Double team, now triple team. Stotts to the turf. Loose ball still. Who's gonna come up with it? Capito was there. It's going to be the sure hands of Robert Hope. Coates gets over the center line. And he'll signal for Hope to get off. They'll both go for a change. And Lee will bounce it towards the bench and Chris Wardle. Wardle. McLaughlin had his glove ripped off. He's screaming for a penalty. Shot by Lee. Turned aside by Nick Damu. Merrill. 10 loose balls for number 17 in gray. Fields. Can't turn, now he'll shoot. Oh, St. Dylan Ward is stuck behind him. And Tim Edwards was there to find that loose ball. Numbers here for Colorado, 3-on-2. Sullivan with Edwards. And Wardle far side puts the glove up and say, let's slow things down. McNabb flips it to Whitting. Back to McNabb, but he couldn't handle the pass. 5 on the 30. McNabb, can he get a shot off? He does! Oh, he put off the post! Damon got the glove there, but I think that one ricocheted off the post as McNabb rang one late in the 30. 7:30 remaining in regulation. Mammoth clinging to a 2-goal lead. Jackson comes off a Stotts pick, flips it to Noble. Noble around the top, double seal to Stotts. Shot, save Dylan Ward. Loose ball, Gillis. Up ahead, Brett Craig. Lee. Down in the corner, Kinnear. Inside, doesn't connect with Lee. McNabb, Lee, fakes it. Down low, one-timer, saved by Damu. These goaltenders. Last week, it was Ward and Kurt going save for save, and I know Nick Damu only came in after the 8th goal. He hasn't been scored on. He's been fantastic since he's been between the pipes.
Well, with 6.5 minutes left here, Teddy, that's the next goal is absolutely massive for both of these teams.
Kiernan, shot, scores! Short side cheese from Connor Kiernan. It's a 1-goal game, 8-7, as Kiernan gets his first of the night.
And I was just going to finish my thought there before Kiernan scores. The reason it's such a big goal is that they're back within 1, 6 minutes left here, and that's momentum. That's an absolute snipe by Kiernan. Gets Dylan Ward, baited him a little bit to that far side there, and just sniped it far down.
Give an assist to Jeremy Noble on the play. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists. Add an assist. As of right now, just a lone assist to Jeremy Noble. Sorry, Kiernan from Noble at 8:45. It's a 1-goal game. Stotts. Jackson. Back to Stotts. He's going to try and back his way in. Late in the 30, Stotts pivots up top to Jackson. Skips it, Burns, shot, shoulder save, Dylan Ward. Loose ball. Stotts dives for it. Watched by Gillis. Somehow he comes away with it and finds Kyle Buchanan with a fresh 30. Big loose ball from Audie Stotts. He'll go for a change. Fresh body is Zach Greer. Here's Wes Berg. Can't get a shot off. Now he'll shoot through a screen. Save Dylan Ward, and another new 30 here for San Diego. Jackson. Oh, he's got a man open. It's Greer. Greer shot. Save Dylan Ward! Denies his former teammate on the doorstep. Jean Gallant, that is a massive save from Dylan Ward.
Well, the referees are definitely letting him play. That was a big pick and got him open there, but yes, Dylan Ward, a huge save here to hold it.
Oh, he made that save with his stick between his legs, and Pat Merrill had the red flag in his pocket but doesn't throw it. Rouet shot, kick, save, and a beauty from Damu. Loose ball, rebound there by McNabb, he put it wide. Loose ball picked up by Graydon Bradley. 4:40 remaining.
Sorry, Ted, going back to that save, that's the 3rd possession out of that defensive set as well. So a big save to get that defense off the floor and give them a rest.
Great point, Johnny, great point indeed. Greer, near side Fields. Time and room shot, save, Dylan Ward, ball behind him. And he found it. Warren Jeffrey was there as well. Sullivan. like Carnegie might have lost his footing getting off the floor. Wardle. Lee comes off the screen. Shot, shoulder save, Damu. And he'll flip it near side, Torino. 4 minutes in regulation. Noble working on a 5-point night. Kiernan skips it near side, Casey Jackson. Jackson, Kiernan, Stotts near side. He'll shoot, took a deflection. Loose ball to Jackson, and he couldn't find it. 3:30, up ahead, Capito. Rouet. Ryan Lee back to Jacob Rouet. Turns the corner. Gives it off to McLaughlin. Down low to the corner. Wardle one-on-one with Garrett McIntosh. Wardle, McLaughlin behind the net. Oh, pass knocked down by Bradley. 5 in the 30. McLaughlin shot saved there by Damu. And that will take us to the 5-minute timeout. Last timeout of regulation. Catch your breath. We got an instant classic coming up from Denver, Colorado. It's the NLL on BR Live and Altitude. Don't miss out. Our Geico play of the game, and let's be honest, there was nothing even close when we had consideration. This stick save by Dylan Ward was sick, filthy, and nasty all in one.
Yeah, we mentioned that Austin Stotts, he thinks he's open there on the back door, thinks he has a for sure goal, and Dylan Ward just casually gets over there. You know, there's a big debate going around in lacrosse about, you know, can a goaltender, young goaltenders play box and outdoor? And Dylan Ward is a prime example of why you want to play both. And there you can kind of see he makes field lacrosse save there with his stick instead of blocking with his body. And, you know, he's never out of position even when he's at the top of his crease.
Final 3 of regulation. ISO for Berg. Hopes without his stick. Berg slides. Shot inside. Doesn't connect. Loose ball picked up by Coates. He's got Gillis up ahead. Gillis on the break. Shot scores! Jordan Gillis in transition. He likes short side cheese as well. It's 9-7 Mammoth.
Well, great work by the Mammoth defense. As soon as Dan Coates picked up that ball, all 4 guys were going up the floor. Hard to the bench here, and Dan Coates does a nice job getting up to the speedster, Jordan Gillis. We've seen Gillis do this. He practices in warm-ups. He's one of the last guys off the floor, and he works on this shot. He's got such a quick release. Gets Damu leaning to one side and then just snaps it to the short side. Absolutely massive goal here. 2:39 left, up by 2 for the Mammoth.
Gillis' 5th of the regular season. Time of the goal, 12:31. Gillis from Coates. It's a 2-goal game. Damu slowly looking to Bill Greer to see when he should come. Kiernan, near side, Fields. Connor Fields can't get a shot off. Kiernan cutting, save, Dylan Ward. Kiernan. Near side, Fields. Fields through a screen, save, Dylan Ward again. Ward floats it up ahead. Into the corner. McLaughlin. Near side, Ryan Lee. Rouet to Lee. And here comes Dick Damu. Here's Jackson. Noble top center. Sniper got him, falls for turf. Pass behind the net to Buchanan. Berg shot, saved, Dilmore, ball behind him. Loose ball picked up there by Carnegie. Floated up ahead, Coates. And he won't go to the net. He'll find Chris Wardle. Last minute of regulation. Wardle playing cat and mouse behind the net with Reinhold and Belgrade. Comes near side to Lee. 10 on the 30-second shot clock. Expect a quick timeout here as soon as San Diego gets possession. And they'll call timeout. And a couple seconds tick off the clock. And this is a huge moment for the San Diego Seals on this timeout. They gotta have their #1 golden goal kind of play here, because they need to score quick. They need to go to the face-off and get the ball. They won't have a timeout, so they're gonna have to go even quicker. So a real tough spot with 29.6 left.
Yeah, we saw the Colorado Mammoth shut off with Dan Coates. Went straight to Austin Stotts there in that 6-on-5. Going into halftime, so it'll be interesting to see what they do if they try to disrupt the plan of the San Diego Seals. I think it's something wise to do. You know, you got Jeremy Noble, the distributor there on the right side of the floor, so look for some picks. But I like what Stotts did too. When he got shut off, he went to the middle and set 2 very hard picks to get somebody open. So,
and they ended up having Jeremy Noble open on the backside. Johnny, would you agree with Jamie to shut Austin Stotts down, or would you play it straight up?
Well, I think, you know, the luxury is you're up 2. And so as of right now, Austin Stotts is a guy who's physical, who can shoot from the outside. I think you put a pressure on him and make somebody else beat you.
Westberg will start with it inside his own restraining line.
It looks like that might be Coates is lined up on that side. Capito's talked to him.
They put 2 seconds back on the clock. Jackson shot, hit a body, loose ball. And Stotts is in there battling. Colorado, be careful not to take a penalty. Up ahead, Coates. Backside look, McLaughlin, empty net, scores! Eli McLaughlin puts the nail in the coffin. He'll get an assist from Dan Coates, give an assist to Dylan Ward, and the Mammoth have a 3-goal lead with 15 seconds left.
well, we see in one end there where they had a good step play. The lefties double sealed, and he had Jackson come around, got his hands free, got a good shot off. Dylan Ward, again, is at the top of his arc there, was able to make the save.
This is going to be a massive win for the Colorado Mammoth. They're going to improve to 5-4. Sorry, 5-6. San Diego will drop to 3-6. And Colorado's going to get them right back into a playoff position. Backside looks. The buzzer went, it won't count. And Colorado is going to win it 10-7. A huge win for the Colorado Mammoth. They're coming off back-to-back losses. They had lost 5 of 6. They've got 6 of their last 8 at home. We said it in the opener. This is the time to go on a winning streak, and it started with number 45 in red.
Yeah, when doesn't it start with him? We haven't seen him have a bad game. Maybe a couple off shots there that he let in Las Vegas, got pulled, but he stole the show here. And, you know, I think this is such a big morale boost for this Colorado Mammoth squad. You know, they love one another. You know, different guys up front there in the lineup stepped up with McNabb. You know, Wittig doing the dirty work there. So just a huge morale booster for this club to get back in the win column.
Time now for our 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Ford. First star, Dylan Ward, 48 saves. He came 2 saves shy of 4,000 in his career, but it is his 50th win of the season, not his 5th. That would be really weird if he'd only have 5. His 5th win of the season, 50th of his career. Ryan Lee, a goal, 5 assists. Jeremy Noble, 3 goals, 2 assists. And we'll hear from John Gallant momentarily, but we'll watch out for it. Next game, Philadelphia in town. Dylan Ward, 2 saves. He's got 4,000 in his career. Dylan Ward, your first star. Ryan Lee, your second star. Jeremy Noble of the Seals, your third star. And it was a typical Seals Mammoth battle. Tight, defensively focused, back and forth, and the fans here were treated to a gym.
Yeah, and I think that's one that head coach Pat Coyle definitely needs to be proud of his team. You know, he's a very emotional guy. You know, as a player and as a coach, you know, he's definitely putting a lot on himself for the performance of his team the last few weeks. So, you know, hats off to Pat Coyle. You can definitely tell they're prepared for this game night and day from what we saw in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago.
Dylan Ward has 50 career wins, his 5th of the season. Let's go to John Gallant, who's with your #1 star and Mammoth goaltender Dylan Ward. Johnny.
Dylan, 48 saves tonight. Got one big one in there against Austin Stotts. Walk us through that save. Man down, coming across the crease, stick out, really get momentum back on your side.
Yeah, you know, it's no secret I play a pretty high arc, and they caught me sleeping a little bit. I was able to throw my stick up, make the save, and yeah, you could see momentum kind of went our way after that.
Talk a little bit about the defense tonight, not letting the San Diego Seals get to the middle of the floor. They're very physical. You know, Austin Stotts, Jeremy Noble. How powerful was that defense here tonight for you guys?
Yeah, it was great. You know, it was a real point of emphasis for us last night in practice. You know, we let them get the middle too easily last time, so we really wanted to pack it in, make sure we were delivering our picks and not give them anything easy. Make them shoot from the outside, and we were successful with that tonight.
You know, a week off here. Explain a little bit how resilient you guys are. You've played more games in this year than anybody else. You battled road and away in Vegas. How resilient is this team here?
Yeah, it's great. You know, I don't think our record's what we want it to be, but week in and week out, we've showed up to play -1 game. But, you know, a well-deserved break coming up. A lot of guys with some bumps and bruises that we need to rest up, and, you know, we're ready to tackle the second half of our season.
Good job tonight. Guys.
Johnny, thank you very much.
Let's give it up one more time.
Dylan Ward said it. They got some bumps and bruises to heal. They got Philadelphia coming up in 2 weeks here inside the Loud House. It's going to be a fantastic finish here from Denver. So come back. Jamie and I will break it down. We'll get a final thought from John. You're watching the NLL on BR Live and Altitude TV. Loud House has been brought to you by Ford. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. Back inside the Loud House as Mammoth faithful exit the Pepsi Center in a very happy mood. 10-7 your final. Colorado beats San Diego in a wonderful West Division matchup. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Jamie Shuchuk, Teddy Jenner. We'll hear from the third man of our group, John Gallant, momentarily. But just your thoughts as we move into our highlights here of this game.
Well, it's great to see the Mammoth rebound, and I mentioned Pat Coyle. You know, hats off to him, the way he prepared. He puts a lot on his shoulders with the way that this team's been performing as of late. So I think just a huge morale boost to show that they can play with a great team here. And, you know, with the week off coming up, the bye week, Dylan Ward's right. You know, just enjoy it. Heal the bumps and bruises and back out of here in 2 weeks.
Dylan Kinnear got the Mammoth started in the first quarter. Then Jeremy Noble got his first of 3 on the night as Noble was the third star in this game, 3 goals, 2 assists. He really had a chip on his shoulder in this contest, but the Seals kept pace. They kind of put Colorado on the back heel a bit, but once Colorado got that lead in the second quarter, they never really let San Diego get too close.
Yeah, no one really controlled the game either way. It was a little bit of back and forth, but again, I think Dylan Ward and the Mammoth defense steal the show. It wasn't for a lack of trying. You know, 55 shots on goal by the San Diego Seals in all forms. You know, but the big thing was that they were able to keep things to the outside, and the Mammoth capitalized in transition on their power play. So it was a very complete game here by the Colorado Mammoth.
As we go into the third quarter, Colorado had the lead, and they kept on going to work. They were scoring in all facets. Jake McNabb, his first NLL game, had a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. Ryan Lee continues to be an offensive spark. Eli McLaughlin scores big goals when he can. Same with Chris Wardle. They got everybody to chip in tonight offensively. And while Zach Greer and some of the Seals guys were able to find goals here and there, every time they got close, Dylan Ward was there to shut the door.
Well, that's the key for this Mammoth offense. You know, the argument for them that everybody talks about is they don't have a guy. They don't have a #1 guy. They don't have an Austin Stotts kind of thing. So they need everybody to step up and play. And when they do, you know, they get contributions from rookies, like you mentioned, from McNabb. And, you know, you see Jordan Gillis there chip in. They got 2 transition goals. So again, it's just a very complete effort. The thing that stands out to me with the stats there, Teddy, is the shots on goal. And, you know, we talk about Dylan Ward all the time.
Second time in these 5 games that these two teams have played that San Diego's outshot Colorado, but the first time the Mammoth have been able to defeat the Seals in a regular season contest. Let's go down between the benches. John Gallant, one last thought, and you've been in many battles in your NLL career as a captain with this team. How did you like the performance of the Mammoth coming off 2 tough losses?
Well, right from the get-go, the energy they had and the focus, you know, you could really tell that head coach Pat Coyle and the leaders on this team, Dan Coates and Joey Capito, prepared this team well. And Dylan Ward mentioned that in his interview at the end of the game, that they had a great practice last night and they were ready to play. You know, I think this San Diego Seal team matches up really well with the Colorado Mammoth in the sense that, you know, they're not a physically big offense, and so the defense here tonight was able to pack that middle, keep Austin Stotts and Jeremy Noble to the outside, and when you have a goalie like Dylan Ward who's going to stop those outside shots, you know, that's a great luxury to have. And so, you know, I think the week off is going to be good for them. Philly's coming in here next, and now it's what's next for this team. Can they build on the energy and this win here tonight and carry that into the last, you know, quarter of the season?
Hey, thanks very much. Great work. As always, between the benches, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks' time. One final thought, Jamie, from what was a really, really well-played game by both clubs.
Yeah, let's enjoy our week off, and I'm excited to get back. Philadelphia is a very exciting team to watch, and you know they're heating up there in the East, so it's going to be every game down the stretch here is you have to treat it like a playoff game. You know, we saw how important it was in the standings tonight between these two teams, and that separation is so huge now, so they need to continue that momentum, just like John Gallant just mentioned.
Mammoth plays 6 of their final 8 at home. Check 1 off the box. The final score tonight, 10-7 in favor of the Colorado Mammoth. The Colorado Mammoth return to action on Saturday, February 29th at the Pepsi Center when they take on the Philadelphia Wings. Catch all the action on BR Live. This has been a presentation of Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for the Colorado Mammoth. For myself, Teddy Jenner, along with Jamie Shuchuk, John Gallant, and the entire Altitude crew, we thank you for joining us tonight as the final score, once again, 10-7, Colorado over San Diego. One last time, good night from the Loud House.